everyone, welcome back. For those of you that might be new, my name is Melissa, and we do all kinds of planning, decorating, organizing, cooking. What else do we do? Sometimes makeup, but I haven't done that in a really long time. But really, anything that you enjoy doing, you will probably find here in this space. So if you would like to join our intentional community, we'd love it if you would click on that subscribe button, click the bell. It will notify you every time I have a new video, which usually is Tuesdays and Thursdays. Right now, a little bit hairy, but we still try to pop them out twice a week. So if you missed part 1 of my holiday planner, go and check that out. That was this section right here. I changed this up a little bit. I'll go into that in just a second. But it is just all of the things that I do before I really even start planning my holiday. It's kind of a pre-plan process. So go check that out. But today we are going to talk about Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving is, for lack of a better term, the ugly stepchild. It's kind of that holiday that seems to get lost in between Halloween and Christmas and just gets a little bit forgotten. And so I really want to be intentional about helping you guys kind of plan out that process and not forget about Thanksgiving. Don't get me wrong, my Christmas tree will be up. I'm going on a trip the first week of November, so it very well may be up before I go, friends. I'm not gonna lie. And hold your judgment to yourself, because frankly, it's not gonna change my mind at all. But I love decorating for Christmas, and I put a lot of effort into it, and so I want it to be up long enough for me to enjoy the benefits of putting all the effort into it. But I still celebrate Thanksgiving. Now, this year is going to be a little bit different. We are traveling for Thanksgiving back to Lincoln because my in-laws are hosting Thanksgiving. But I still want to show you what we do for the years that we do celebrate it. And there are still some things that we are going to do, even though we're going to be gone on the actual day. So that is what we're talking about today. Easy peasy Thanksgiving planning that is going to be so simple and still allow you time to also plan for Christmas. That's the thing, like, we don't want to cluster all of this into one grouping to where it just all becomes one big bomb. So let me show you first of all what I was talking about. So I changed this up a little bit the other day. This is actually what do they call it? Your mantra? Not your mantra. That's not the word. Magenta. That is not it either. Manifesto. There we go. I think that's what they call it. So this was my manifesto for Christmas, and I've had this in my planner, but I've had it back here on top of this page. And so I wanted to just kind of change it up a little bit. I had a different cover sheet in there when I did the video the other day. But I feel like this is so versatile that it applies to Thanksgiving as well. And so I kind of changed up a little bit of the wording. I'll read it really quick. It says, "I will create a peaceful place for my family to land. I will embrace traditions that bring us joy and keep out the stuff that creates chaos, breeds busyness, and suggests perfection. I will constantly remind myself that the way my holidays look on Instagram is nowhere near as important as how it looks to the people who live in my home. The best gift that I can give this year is my time, my patience, and my ability to say no to what will add clutter to our mind and to our schedules. This holiday season, I will choose to be present over perfect." So I just felt like that was super fitting. Like I said, I've had it for quite a few years, but only centered around Christmas. So I wanted to kind of just encompass the whole holiday season. But it's a good place for me to see this when I open up my planner every day, look at it, remind myself, and go on from there. So Thanksgiving planning. I have these really cute little indicators, I guess you could call them. It's just, I got these from Target one year, these little paper clips, and then I just cut some pieces of fabric that I got super cheap at Walmart, like their scrap section or whatever. And so they just indicate the different holidays. So this one signifies Thanksgiving, this one signifies Christmas, and they're just really cute. They're on top of my planner. Not necessary, but definitely just adds a different little element to it, just to kind of make it fun. Moving into the planning pages, I just have this little cover sheet here, and then I have my November calendar. This calendar will house everything that we are doing in November that is pertaining to the holidays. So this has nothing to do with, you know, like our daily schedule or our family weekly schedule. These are only things that are going to be centered around the holidays, and the same for December when we get in that in part 3. So this is first page right here, so I can just open that up, see what we have going on this month, make sure that I have everything on our actual family calendar. The next page is our pie night. This is just a really fun way to connect with other people. It's not so formal that you can't invite people that you may not know as well. It's not as intimate as other kinds of dinners. It's kind of just a come, bring a pie, stand around, mingle, chat, get to know each other kind of deal. I guess you could kind of consider it a meet and greet if you are bringing people into your home who maybe you want to get more acquainted with, but don't want to do like a sit-down dinner type deal. This is just kind of a walk around the house, stand around the kitchen island, that kind of deal. So for this, I have the date that I'm going to be doing it, what time, the guest list, and if they have RSVP'd, the phone numbers of all of the people, and then this is to remind them. So what that means is, like a week before the party or 4 days before the party, whatever, I will just send out a reminder text and just, you know, hey, can't wait to fellowship with you, or, you know, obviously however you want to word it, but that's just so that I can make sure that I do that. Down here on the bottom is what I need to do for the invitation. So I need to create the invitation. I have a due date here. When do I want to send that out by, or have it created by? And then whether or not I have done it. Am I going to text the invitation? Usually I do. And so when do I want to text that by if it's done? And then send a 1 week before reminder, which goes back up here to my remind section. And then if I want to send a day of reminder, like if it's on a weekend, sometimes people's weekends get a little bit hairy and they forget things and whatever. So just a quick reminder. Over here on this side is where I have the different things that I need to do to prepare. I have my supply list right here, decorations, and if I want to put a cost with that, what different things I need to serve the pie or to display the pie, and then if there will be any activities that will take place at the event. Also down here I will put like playlist if I want to create a playlist to go along with it. It's not really an activity, but it is something that, you know, will be taking place during the time of the event. And then over here on this side, I just have my grocery list and the different things that I will need for that. On the back side is my pie night plan ahead. And what this is up to 5 weeks before the event. And I just have the different weeks separated here so that I know exactly what I need to do and when. So 5 weeks before would fall right here, 1 month before, 3 weeks before, 2, 1, and then the day of, and 1 hour before. And then just a little place down here for notes. So for 5 weeks before, that's usually when I am creating the invitation and sending it out. This time of year, people's schedules fill up really quickly. So if you don't get those invites in an appropriate time, then a lot of times people will already have something on their schedule. And then over here beside it, I just have a note section where I can just kind of jot down little things for myself that I need to remember. Next is our Friendsgiving planner. We didn't do this last year, but we are going to do it again this year. So kind of similar, I guess, to Pie Night, although this, and you could still invite whoever you want to, obviously. Like, who am I to tell you who you can and can't bring? But what I mean by this is generally a little bit more of a sit-down type deal. You could have 3 different rooms with a table in your home. You could have one big table and only invite that many people. You could use your dining room table, your kitchen table, and do it that way. It's just pretty much whatever you want it to look like. But this is just a time that you celebrate Thanksgiving with your friends and have a Thanksgiving meal together that is not on Thanksgiving Day. And so over here on this side, it is literally the exact same as it was for Pie Night. We've got our guest list, RSVP, phone numbers, reminder. Same over here on this side, your decorations, your grocery list, all the things. And then on the bottom, your invitations and when you need to send those out. Over here on this side is my Thanksgiving table, and I don't have anything here because, like I said, I'm not hosting Thanksgiving this year, so I don't need to think about that or deal with that. But you will see this in part 3 of my Christmas section and kind of see how I do that. But I just use this space here to add different pictures of what I want my table to look like. What color plates, silverware, do I want chargers, what color of napkins, what kind of centerpiece, just different things like that, so that I can kind of glance back in my shopping or see what I have throughout my home that I can already use, which is then what this page is for over here on this side. So this is breaking everything down, and I've got my dining table here. What do I have that I can use? What do I need to still get? And then on the bottom, the same thing, only this is my serving table. So how am I going to serve my food? Am I going to do it on my island? And if so, what different items do I need that I either have or that I need to purchase, and just to break that down. And then again on the bottom, just a section for notes. The girls say hi. Next we have the menu planner, and these are just the different sections of things that we serve. So appetizers, relish, entrees, and a side. And then on the other side, salad, bread, dessert, and beverage. And it's just an easy way to kind of separate things, see what you have, see how many things you have. A lot of times I feel like we can get a little bit sidetracked by how many sides do I have, how many appetizers do I have, that type of a deal. The way that I have it broken down is the item, delegated to who, am I bringing it, is somebody else bringing it, and then how many servings we will need. On the back side of that is Thanksgiving baking, and this is left blank, so you can just put this in however you want to. Again, the item, when is it needed by? Am I storing it at home, or am I freezing it, or am I gifting it to someone? Like if you're somebody who makes banana bread or pumpkin bread or things like that, this would fall under here as well. And what are you doing with it once you have made it? Are you keeping it in your home, freezing it, or gifting it to someone else? So that's just different things. You could separate these into breads, cookies. If you give a meal to someone, you could write their name down here. And then what is it that you are going to be giving them? You can pretty much use this page any way that you want to. And for those who don't know, these will be up on my Etsy store, so you will be able to purchase them. Over here on this side is the grocery list, again, supply list. If you are gifting, what is it that you need to gift that item? How are you going to wrap it? How are you going to put it in a container, that type of deal. And then home storage, if you are keeping it in your fridge or freezing it, what different items do you need to accomplish that? Next up is our cooking schedule. And I also have this broken down into different time frames as well. So the day before Thanksgiving, these are the things that I need to make, that I need to cook if I am cooking them ahead of time. So my start time, my cook time, and my oven temp. And then the morning of, this would obviously be like your turkey. I would actually put the turkey kind of in both of these slots. Like, what do I need to do the day before? But then also, what do I need to do that morning? And then 2 hours before and 1 hour before. This also will include the people who are coming. If they are bringing an entree, ask them if it needs to be cooked when they get here, if they're bringing it and it just needs to be warmed. Preferably, I would hope that everybody who is bringing an entree would have it pre-cooked or pre-baked. But again, something to ask because you never know. And then start time, cook time, and what temp are you going to need. The oven temp is very helpful because if you have a couple different things that need to be cooked at the same time, our home here does not have a double oven like our others have, and so I really have to kind of manage my time appropriately and figure out what I can put in together that's going to be on the same temperature, and then what I'm going to need to bake separately that is a higher or lower temperature. So just a really good idea to be able to look over here and kind of match your times and that type of deal. And then again, I just have my notes page for anything that I need to jot down. I have all of my grocery lists kind of separated also into time frame. And then down here on the bottom of my planner, I just have little tabs that show me the different weeks for groceries. So 2 to 3 weeks out, these are the things that I'm going to be buying. 1 week out, these are the things. And then you can see over here on this side, that is for my Christmas groceries. A lot of them are pretty similar, and so my 2 to 3 weeks out, sometimes I will make sure that I buy 1 or 2 things for Christmas if I see them on sale for Thanksgiving. Those types of things fall into like my dry goods. So this is the 2 to 3 weeks out section, and what that is are my dry goods, my baking goods, anything frozen, and then any meat that I will need. I start to purchase those things 2 to 3 weeks out because I can save them, freeze them, that type of deal. How much do I need and whether or not I have gotten it. Any drinks, canned goods, dairy, because some of that, most of that will still keep, like cheese, cream, that type of thing. And then produce. So for this, I really don't get any of my produce on my 2 to 3 weeks. I just have this here because basically I copied and pasted and changed at the top down to 1 week. So there might still be things that you get in produce that would last, and if that's the case, perfect. And then on the last page of the grocery list, I have any cleaners, paper goods, or other. So paper goods would be, are you going to be using paper plates at any time? Are you eating off paper plates Thanksgiving morning so that you don't have a whole bunch of dishes to do while you're trying to get things together? Plastic cups, silverware, that type of thing. But then also, are you going to have different containers that people can take leftovers home in so that you're not left with like 3 pans of dressing that you're never going to eat. And if you are going to share that with others, how are you going to do that, and what will you need to do that? Next is the 1 week out, and it's literally the same format. This is the activity planner. I have this separated into sections as well. I'm sure you're surprised. So I have my before Thanksgiving and Thanksgiving Day. What things do we want to do as a family before Thanksgiving or with friends, and what do we want to do on Thanksgiving Day? So this would look like our Friendsgiving, pie night, different things like that. What do we want to do as a family? Maybe watch a movie, do s'mores, and then Thanksgiving Day, do I want to have a puzzle to put together after we eat? Do we want to play a game maybe that evening, kind of in between football? Just create that however you want it to look for your family. And then, is what you're writing down something that you need, and the date scheduled? Obviously Thanksgiving Day, that is going to be only one date, but up here, kind of leading up to Thanksgiving, when is it that you want to do these different activities? And then a notes section. The next page is the night before Thanksgiving and what needs to be accomplished during that time. Do you have any evening plans? Is there somewhere that you and your family need to be? And if so, what is that? When is that? Where is that? And are you supposed to take something? Next is before the kids go to bed. Is there something special that you want to do as a family, whether that is in your own home or somewhere outside of your home? And then down towards the bottom, kind of the same deal. After the kids go to bed, before you go to bed, this would look like, do I need to put the turkey somewhere? Like what do I need to do with that? Just little reminders for you, or specific things that you want to plan to do. And then Thanksgiving Day, what time do you plan on waking up? What do you need to do in the morning, and is there a specific time that you need to do that? Afternoon and evening, and then a section for notes. Afternoon and evening, depending on when you're eating, different things will fall into these different categories. What do you want to do at night? Do you just want to hang out and chill? Are you playing a game? Just that type of thing. Just schedule it out so that you can see it, because if we just have it in our mind and don't have an actual plan for something, a lot of times those things that we have in our mind without a plan don't ever take place because we get so wrapped up. Next is my preparation timeline and the different things that I need to do working up to the actual day. 4 weeks ahead of time, I assemble the snack box for the delivery workers. I have a video on this if you want to watch that. I will link it down below. I start getting a lot of packages through November, beginning of December, and this is just a thank you to those that deliver to our home for all their hard work during the year, the whole thing. But I start to assemble that. That way it's out on the porch and ready for them as the packages start to come. I start stocking my pantry with non-perishables. I check needed bedding for overnight guests, purchase gift wrapping supplies, and start wrapping gifts. Yes, this is before Thanksgiving, but as you will see in my Christmas section, I try to be done by December 1. Like, that's kind of my thing and has always been my thing. I don't want to be gift purchasing unless I absolutely have to in December. So all of that is totally finished by December 1. And so that is what that is for. I purchase any gifts that need to be mailed, especially right now. Like, there's not a lot of stuff in stock, if you haven't noticed. And so especially now, like, I really want to get a head start on getting things ordered. For many reasons, shipping times and all of that are delayed right now. And so just jumpstart that and do yourself a favor so that you're not last minute kind of panicking because something kind of fell through because of time issues. I start testing any new recipes that I'll be serving, plan out my table decor, and purchase what is needed. 3 weeks before I start to purchase any non-perishables, I try to stagger it between these times. That way I'm not doing like a big, huge bulk purchase. Budget-wise and all of that, it just kind of separates things a little bit. For me, I start to plan my menu and ask other people who are coming to help. I special order my turkey if that's what I'm going to be doing for the year, and I purchase any to-go containers. I find that really the best place for those cost-wise is on Amazon, and so again, just allowing yourself time to be able to get those in hand. 2 weeks ahead of time, I will deep clean the house, make sure that all dinnerware is clean and ready to go, purchase all my paper goods if I have not gotten all of that already. Now, this is separate from to go, and obviously you can do stuff whenever, but this is like your paper plates, your tin foil, plastic cups, silverware, that type of thing if you're going to be using that. I have my hair appointment because those things matter also. I finalize all shopping except for my produce. Make sure guest rooms have towels and toilet paper and soap. I create the playlist or lists that I want to play on Thanksgiving Day, whether that is, like songs of blessing or gratefulness throughout the day, and then at night, if you want to kind of kick into Christmas spirit, you could have a Christmas playlist or just a fun playlist, whatever that looks like for you. Make sure that guest baths have forgettables stocked. So forgettables are things that I like to keep in our bathroom. Disposable razors, toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, hairspray, feminine products, things like that can easily be overlooked in packing. 1 week before, I will spot clean the house, make any meals ahead of time that I can, have movies out or ready to watch for Thanksgiving night or when company's here. So, or ready to watch. What this means is, like, do you need to purchase them on Amazon Prime? Just having them ready so that people aren't just sitting around waiting for you to remember your password that you haven't used forever. Just things like that. Cut the bread into cubes and set out for dressing if you're having that. Have sidewalk salt in case the sidewalks are slick. We live in Kansas, so we could have snow at that time. And then declutter the hall closets for coat storage. If you have people just coming over for Thanksgiving Day, or even not, I guess, but just having a place that people can put their coats so that they're not laying all over chairs and couches and that type of deal. And then just 2 slots here for last minute things that pop up that you remember you need to do. 2 days beforehand, I will set up the main dinner table. That way it's all ready to go and I'm not doing that on the day of. Make sure that you have your lighters and candles ready to go. The last thing that you want is to go light your candles and realize that you have no fuel for the fire. I use the rechargeable candle lighters, which I have shown on my videos before and linked. I can link it down below here as well. But they're amazing. They last forever. I don't ever have to worry about running out of fuel. I know it's not called that, but that's what we're going to call it today. But it just kind of eliminates that whole circus show. I'll make any desserts that can be made ahead of time. Charge all my camera batteries and clean my lenses on my cameras. Wash and vacuum your vehicle. So this is kind of a funny one for some of you, probably thinking, like, what does that have to do with Thanksgiving? If you're driving to people's homes, if you guys are going to a movie on Thanksgiving night, like whatever the case, I cannot stand a dirty car. Like it just grosses me out. And to think that somebody would be getting in my car and have it be filthy or whatever, like that just, for me personally, I don't like that. So just making sure that your vehicles are also clean as well, because you could be, having people in there too. And then the day before, chill all of your drinks and make the punch, brine the turkey, collect last minute items that you may have forgotten. I do a quick pass through each of my bathrooms. Prepare the side dishes that can be made ahead of time. Wash all the dog bedding. I put this one on here the day before, so we don't have dogs that shed, but just dogs in general. Like, dogs just smell. I don't feel like anybody can say, oh, my dog never ever smells. Such a lie. But just cleaning all of that way, if you haven't done it in a while, or if you've given your dog a bath and then they've gone and laid in their bed while they were still damp, there's just so many scenarios there. But that way it's all fresh, it's all clean, it's not putting off these, gross smells throughout your home if you have a bed sitting in your living room or family room, just the whole thing. And then set out all serving pieces. Lastly, this is my hosting checklist. And some of you are probably thinking, well, how is that any different than the other one? This is more around my home type of things. So 2 to 3 weeks before, I'll make sure that all the light bulbs work, that no, side table lamp is missing a light bulb. Wipe down all the windows, make space in the hall closets for guest coats, which that is on my other one, but the other one is just kind of a double check just to make sure that things haven't been shoved in there in this time period. I'll refill the extra toiletries in the guest bathroom, refill toilet paper baskets in all bathrooms. Again, the ones on the other page are just kind of a double check real quick. 1 week before, I will clean the shower and tubs, wash all my guest bedding and make the beds, bring out additional blankets and wash them and put them on the beds or in the living room. Again, we live in the Midwest, it's cold. I'll wash all the bathroom rugs, make a list of the guest likes to purchase, like if somebody in my family likes buttermilk, I'll make sure to purchase that. If somebody likes a specific type of sweetener for their coffee or cream for their coffee, I'll purchase that. So things like that, just to make people feel at home. Clean out the refrigerator and freezer, clean out my pantry. You don't want people rummaging through your stuff if they say, hey, can I help? And you're like, yeah, could you go grab the oil? Like, you don't want them having to root around trying to find the oil in a very cluttered pantry. And then just tidy up the cupboards in your kitchen for the same exact reason. The week of, I will clean the toilets, sinks, and mirrors, wash any hand towels that need to be refreshed, vacuum the bedroom floors, sweep the bathroom floors, purchase the guest likes from the list that I made the week before. I will put florals in the guest rooms. So I'll just get like a bunch of flowers. I say a bunch, like a grouping, bouquet. Thank you. There's the word. From like Trader Joe's or something like that, and just put it in a vase in the guest rooms so that they can just kind of have that little bit of brightness whenever they go in and out of that place. And then clean out inside and outside of my car. This is the week of. On the other sheet, it's 2 days before, so that kind of falls in line there as well. Lastly is self-care, because let's be honest, none of us are doing a great job of that probably. If you guys are, I applaud you. I don't do well at this, and so I have to be reminded. So I just have a little list here of things that are free, and then at the bottom you'll see things that cost money. But for free, give yourself a mani or a pedi, read a book if you have the time to do that, drink a cup of coffee with 0 distractions, take a walk, watch your favorite movie, take a nap, journal, dance to music, bake a sweet treat, spend time getting lost on Pinterest, because we all know that that is so possible, but not having to ask forgiveness for it. Take a day off if you can. I know that's really hard around the holidays since you're already like taking time off probably before or after, but if so, I mean, even if it's an afternoon, sometimes that's just helpful. Burn your favorite candle, exercise, that is such a stress reliever. Declutter an area in your home. For those of you who are of my mindset, decluttering is relaxing, and so sometimes it's just nice to just get in a place that's been driving you nuts and just kind of weed through that and organize that back to your liking, and that can give us peace. Say no to something and don't apologize. I think we all need to do a better job at this, regardless of what area of your life that may be. Just allowing yourself space to do the things that you actually want to do and need to do, and not cluttering it with things that other people want you to do, which obviously there's some of that too in life, but you get what I mean. Let your husband be responsible for a dinner one night. You know, even if he's ordering out, who cares? You're not making it. So just kind of putting that into your schedule as well. Go for a drive in the country. There's nothing more beautiful than the country in fall and winter. Like, I just love it. That was one of the things living in the South for so long that I missed so much, was just the view of the country in the colder weather periods. And go to bed early. I don't need to say more. Like, that will just rejuvenate you in ways that can't compare to other things. The things that are paid, obviously you can pay for somebody to do your nails or toes, get a massage, get your favorite Starbucks drink, and order takeout so that you don't have to cook. And this does not fall in line with the one where your husband needs to be responsible for dinner. Make that a separate thing, if you so choose. And that's it. That is my Thanksgiving planner. I hope that this was so helpful for you guys. I hope you were able to just find some inspiration that will help you have a much more stress-free holiday season. Like I said, these sheets are available on Etsy if you so choose to purchase. I would love it. The Christmas ones will be available tomorrow. Thanksgiving ones are available today. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. Please help us grow our community here on YouTube. It takes a village to raise an adult, and if we have a bunch of intentional people on here, we can learn so much from each other. Jump over to Instagram and follow us over there. I post a lot more over there and interact with you guys so much more. It's just easier to comment back and forth to you guys that way. And we'd love to have you over there as well. I hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day. And until next time, just remember, be intentional about the life that you want to live, and don't allow the space between where you are and where you want to be to intimidate you. Let that place drive you and motivate you and help you to want to do better every single day. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.